God bless everyone. How are you doing? How is everyone doing? I just have a very quick message to share with each and every one of you. Hallelujah. I'm a little bit in a hurry. I need to step out to pick up the kids from school. Still back to Genesis. I think the last video I made, I spoke about Genesis because the Lord has been leading me to read the Bible from the beginning till the very end this year. Again, because I've done that. But however, God keeps ministering to me when I read the Bible about certain stories and all that. And it brings back to me, it brings back to Genesis, I think chapter 43 or 44, when Joseph's brothers, when Joseph wanted to arrest them. They were speaking in their language and they were like, oh, we got into trouble because of what we did to our brother Joseph. They spoke in their language. They didn't know that Joseph understood what they were saying because they were feeling guilty. They felt like the sins they had committed is now following them or is now upon them. Hallelujah. But however, why am I making this video? I'm making this video because there's so many of you, you sit around speaking your language or languages that you think other people don't understand because they probably don't show any interest or don't act like they understand that language, and you start speaking evil about these people, or you start gossiping about them, or you start sharing very maybe like something that is very confidential stuff to somebody, thinking somebody else is not hearing. And at the end of the day, the person heard everything you have said or you said. However, it brings me back to many years ago when I was still, in the world. I took a transportation with my friend, and it was a bike. So we both sat on the bike going somewhere. And my friend was sitting just, in front of me. And she said, I quote, she said in French, "This guy smells so bad." She said, le type, il pue gravement, Nina. That's what she said to me. This guy stinks so bad. I didn't say anything. I laughed, but I didn't say anything. But she said that. When we got to my house, the guy dropped us and he answered in French, "Merci," which means thank you. And we were shocked because we didn't know he spoke French. We didn't know he understood French. I didn't say anything, but I laughed. My friend said something, that was, yes, it's true. The guy smelled really bad, but there's nothing I could have done, right? I could have been the one who said that, trust me, because we were that blunt. We would say things the way it is. However, I felt it was rude, to have said that just while riding with him. So when I was reading this Bible story, it brought me back to that. And it brings back to people who say stuff because you think that nobody understands the language that you're speaking, and you just kind of just say stuff, and maybe they heard you. I've been in a situation where people were saying something bad about a person in a language that I understood. And I thank God because God has given me gifts of languages. I know how to speak at least few languages. I might not be extremely perfect, but at least I'm okay. I understand to an extent. And these people were speaking a certain language. I was seated there and I heard everything. And the person they were talking about, I know the person actually. Not in person, but I know this person because I've communicated with this person before. But I don't know this. I've never seen this person, right? So when I was hearing this stuff about this person, I was like, wow. In my head, I was like, wow. But I acted like I didn't know the person. I acted like I didn't know the language. I just kept my mouth shut, listened, and, at the end of the day, I left that place. But however, why am I saying it? Be very careful what you say in front of people, behind people. You just never know who understands what you're saying, and they can take it to the next person. But however, why am I saying this? It's a blessing to know different languages. It's a beautiful blessing to know more than one language, whether it's international, local. It's a blessing too, because some people are slow learners, some people are fast learners. But if you're able to understand more than one language, man, you are blessed. Hallelujah. So whatever you do, make sure you're not someone who sits around, saying stuff, just thinking that nobody hears you. God bless you. I love you with the love of God. Bye-bye.